Hey there, restaurant pros. Dave Scott Peters here, creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula and your coach. Are there days when your kitchen feels like it just can't keep up, even though you have enough cooks on the line? Have you ever found yourself as a front of house manager or owner jumping in the expo window trying to help, but only making matters worse? If either of these scenarios sounds familiar to you, I want to show you how you can avoid them altogether and why the Restaurant Expo is critical to your kitchen. Before I get into that, if you like tips and tricks like this, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and oh yeah, that bell, so you're notified when my next video tip comes out. And for more tips and tricks for running a profitable restaurant or listen to restaurant owner success stories, make sure you tune into my podcast, Restaurant Prosperity Formula, found on all the popular podcasting services. A great kitchen expo, whether a front of house or back of house employee, can make or break busy shifts. Now, depending on your restaurant, that will ultimately dictate which department they come from. For example, a sports bar could easily use a front of house team member because every item you cook is an 8 to 10 minute ticket time. They all come up virtually the same time. Where a fine dining restaurant, you need a back of house team member to be able to override those fire holds, right? Because on a hold, they've got to be able to say, no, fire it, because they know a pork chop takes 20 minutes to cook. That takes culinary knowledge. Not every front of house person has that. No matter what department they come from or what kind of restaurant you have, I'm going to give you 11 things a great expo does on a busy shift. Number one, that expo only communicates with the wheel. So if you picture your line, on the server side is the expo, on the other side, directly across, is the wheel. Now, it got that name from the old diner days where our rail was a wheel, and they'd put the paper ticket up and they'd spin it for the cooks to have. So that wheel person is the one that makes sure everybody get things done. In fine dining, that's usually the chef, and we get the, I need 3 burgers all day, yes, chef, and so on, the callbacks. Well, that expo doesn't allow any front of house people to say, hey, I need a side of, can I get a this? Can I get a that? This isn't right. No, they cut all communication. They handle it. Now, number 2, the expo knows fire times and line processes. So they have to be familiar with your menu to know the steps it takes to do things. They need to know that if a well-done burger is going to take a little bit more time, the all days, that they're communicating with the team on the line. They're making sure that they know that if they see things, or maybe the grill is getting a little too ahead of things, like that grill guy is crushing steaks and they're coming up, but all of a sudden we're behind on the fryer because it had wings and it's taking a little bit longer, whatever it may be. They've got to understand so they can help guide. That when they talk to the wheel, they can say, here's what's happening. Number 3, they literally have to follow the pace of the meal, right? The courses for each table. They need to understand when they look at that ticket, especially if there's a fire hold, that if the apps go out first, what the ticket time is, how long it might take the guest to finish that, and when you should be delivering. That way the guest is not getting, oh, my appetizer showed up. Oh, now my soup showed up. Oh shit, my salad showed up. And immediately there's my entree and there's all my food in front of me, that they can't enjoy one thing after another. Number 4, the expo must be quick and deliberate, because by doing so, they build trust with the servers. They build trust with the cooks. They truly have to be on their feet, on their toes, right? Making sure they can know what's going on everywhere in the business, in that back of house, each position, what's happening, what the servers need, what tables are coming up, how many tickets there are, whether we're falling behind, and so on. Number 5, they've got to be able to anticipate orders. They need to be able to notify food runners and servers that, hey, you need to run this. Get back here in 3 minutes. We're going to have table 22 go out. That's extremely important. They're that communication with the front of house. Number 6, these expos have to be confident because they must be able to refuse an item that's not to specification. If that plate is dirty, if that portion is too large, too small, if it wasn't cooked properly, they've got to be able to kick it back to the kitchen. Number 7, your expo are going to be the eyes and ears of the kitchen and the voice of the service staff. I've kind of said that several times, right? They are literally that go-between. They're the wall between front and back of house. But that wall has a speaker. That wall is a computer. That wall communicates. And it keeps it so that your front of house people aren't screaming and yelling, that your back of house are paying attention to the wheel, that there are only two people that are going to make sure things work: the expo and the wheel. And now we've got a nice calm and quiet in the kitchen where it's not chaotic. There are two leaders that are making sure everyone is moving forward, that we're not listening to somebody else and taking ourselves off task. Number 8, your expo must be clean, organized, calm under pressure. These people make sure it is spotless. These people don't get rattled. These people keep everyone calm around them. You've been there, right? When things fall down, when your expo's like, oh, what table? And the server's like, hey, I didn't get this, and da-da-da. And the kitchen's falling down, and there's this utter chaos. And it takes a lot of effort, a Herculean effort, to get yourself back to a calm pace where everybody knows. That doesn't mean we're not on our toes and moving quickly, but it's calm. This expo must be somebody who can be calm. Number 9. An expo must know table numbers, position numbers, server sections, right? They're the front of house. They need to know so that they can direct people, or if they've got to jump off the line in order to deliver a table, run the food because it's that critical, it's about to die and nobody's back there. The expo is that quarterback, making sure the food gets out to the guest properly. Number 10, your expo must be proactive person, or a problem solver, or both, because things happen all the time in the kitchen. Somebody forgets this. They need to be telling the market table. They need to be able to make sure that the trays are ready to go, right? They're the quarterback. And when things go wrong, they need to be able to think on their feet and fix it with that wheel person. Calm, deliberate, get it done. And last but not least, 11, the expo pushes your team to move faster, to get the things done that are necessary. This is the quarterback again to your restaurant, ensuring the process is working between the kitchen and front of house. They get things done. Now, let me be perfectly clear here. Not everyone can expo. First, find the person whose personality fits that position, train them, and test them under fire. Some people may or may not work in that position, may not get it done, but those that rise, you're going to quickly be on your way to a smooth running kitchen and happy guests and happy team members. Your expo is critical to your kitchen. If you're tired of not being able to leave your restaurant because no one else knows how to run it, I want to make sure you know it doesn't have to be that way. You can leave your restaurant. It is possible to build a team of people who know how you want the restaurant to run. With these trained and responsible people in place, you can give yourself time away. What would you do if you had time away from your restaurant? Would you sleep better? Would your relationships improve? Would you feel more relaxed? These are all things you deserve to experience as a business owner. It's why we own our own businesses. If you would like to learn how to own a restaurant that doesn't depend on you to be successful, click the link in the description to watch a free training course that teaches you exactly what you have to do. Also, be sure to subscribe to get my weekly tips and watch these 2 videos to get more information and guidance for running a successful restaurant.